Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Shosha, where news meets reality with a mix of truth, sarcasm, and clarity. Tonight, we move quickly through stories that touch life, safety, science, politics, sports, and definitely power dynamics globally. From tragedy outside a mosque to cyber threats, medical breakthroughs, and geopolitical strategies. So stay with us because tonight's stories are going super fast, just like your mobile data after 12 a.m. package ends. So here we go. Well, the first news is definitely a sad one. It's a tragedy that actually happened in the UK to begin with. Yes, an 18-year-old British Pakistani teenager, Zishan Afzal, was stabbed outside Oldbury Jamia Masjid during a Ramadan prayer. The attack basically happened in the mosque car parking while worshippers were inside offering Taraweeh prayers. Police found Zishan stabbed with wounds, and obviously they tried to because there were numerous reports that were coming in because of the whole situation. Despite the emergency medical efforts, he unfortunately died. Yes, two other young men aged 19 and 22 were injured, but their injuries obviously are not life-threatening. So may the divine bless his soul. Obviously, it's a very tragic story to hear. And the mosque area was basically cordoned off because of the crime scene, and the worshippers were asked to stay inside for about 40 minutes. But anyways, police has actually decided to launch the investigation, and it's still ongoing. But the young life is lost during the month of Ramadan, because it's all about peace and worship. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless his soul. Well, this is going to be interesting news because ATM jackpotting, yes, ATM jackpotting malware, a new variant of Lotus malware, is spreading globally as banks in Pakistan are on high alert. This is not about hacking a bank or any account. It's called jackpotting. Yes, jackpotting, you heard it right. Hackers can directly control infected ATM and force them to dispense cash without any approval, which is surely a very crazy situation to be in. But warning signs include the suspicion.exe files from unknown Windows services, abnormal startup programs, and unauthorized remote access tool. But anyways, the whole idea, the physical warnings are still there, yet including the ATM doors opening outside during maintenance hours or the hardware replacements. That's one of the reasons why people are now so suspicious about the whole scenario. But many ATMs will still be operating on the old Windows system. Definitely that's what makes them vulnerable. Well, the banks surely need to make sure before they faces all the reputational damage and the financial damage that they need to control this whole situation, because this is not a cybercrime from across the world. This is someone standing in front of the ATM and turning it into a personal cash machine. So we got to be careful about that. I hope the banks work on that. Well, the third news is going to be the stem cell breakthrough. Yes, it's going to be an interesting take because scientists in China have actually reported promising early results in the stem cell therapy to reduce basically and restore insulin production. The researchers obviously planned the whole stem cell into the insulin producing beta-like cells. These cells are grown into clusters that mimic the pancreatic islet and then definitely transplanted into the patient. So the goal is to allow the body to produce its own insulin rather than relying on the injections. So this could actually help the type 1 diabetes patients where the immune system destroys the insulin producing cells. So it's definitely a good news for all those patients. But some early patients reported reduced insulin injections for type 2 diabetes. This could help improve blood sugar control in advance. But experts remain cautious because questions will come and go in terms of the safety, immune rejection, the tumor risk, the affordability. But yet again, we're still looking forward for a bigger cure. But let's hope the body starts working in a better prospect using this breakthrough. An air ambulance actually occurred in Jharkhand, Chatra district. Yes, the Beechcraft C-90 air ambulance crashed about 20-25 minutes after takeoff. 7 people died, including the patient, family members, pilot, doctors, and the paramedics. The patient was being transported for the treatment of severe burn injuries. The family reported borrowed money to arrange the air ambulance, but unfortunately, this catastrophic event took place. The authorities are investigating whether the condition of the aircraft was not up to the mark or it was the pilot's, miscommunication. The aircraft was nearly 39 years old and did not have any mandatory black box systems, due to which, obviously, it being a smaller aircraft, it did not have one. But nonetheless, they're still investigating the whole scenario because obviously air ambulance was supposed to be there in terms of saving lives, but unfortunately they lost their own. Well, cricket, politics, and the Hungary League. Yes, that's what we're going to talk about. The England and the Wales Cricket Board. Yes, the 100 League held its player draft. The controversy emerged over alleged exclusion of Pakistani players. Some agents called it a very wrong plot. Yes, so basically what they said was that they tried to keep Pakistani players off the deal, and that is surely going in the direction because it's always the IPL linked franchise investors who avoid Pakistani players. Former England captain Harry Brook called such exclusion a shame. Yes, you heard it right. It's a shame that you're not including Pakistani players because of the impact that the IPL and all those lobby makers are there. But nonetheless, international players are surely raising their voice about it. Like I said, a shame. And Moeen Ali, not only him, Michael Van Ha also called it's a very different. They need to have a very fair selection policy. Around 67 Pakistani players are registered, including Shaheen Afridi, Naseem Shah, Arif Rauf. So cricket was once upon a time called a gentleman's game, but tonight and today we see it more like a business interest perspective. That's what BCCI has changed it into. Let's hope for the best. Well, India-Israel geopolitics. Yes, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi actually went to Israel for diplomatic talks, and official topics discussed were defense, cooperation, technology transfer, cybersecurity, and trade. Some regional political situation and commentators viewed the visit as a very strategic geopolitical lens, claiming that there was a deal of $8.6 billion. That's the defense deal that's been calculated, but no global news agency has confirmed regarding these agreements. Obviously, the critiques are still there. They're still arguing the figure, but let's hope that things go in a different perspective. But from a Pakistani strategy perspective, and analysts actually have suggested that partnership with them may shift regional security dynamics. Social media is also one of the major ones because it is also being circulated unverified claims about the whole package in the deal. For Afghanistan, but there is no official confirmation. But we've seen how Afghanistan has been intruding and intervening in Pakistan's limelight, but we managed to take very good care of them, and I think we all know that. So nonetheless, whatever they plan, Pakistan is here to face them all. Yes, Pakistani economy and the 10 rupee note. Yes, Pakistani 10 rupee note will be replaced very soon with a coin. Yes, the 10 rupee note lasts for over 6 to 9 months, while the coin can last for 20 to 30 years. So printing and replacing the coin actually, and the note into a coin will actually save a lot of money. So it would definitely save us around 8 to 10 billion rupees. So the whole public reaction is very mixed because of the cultural association with the notes that we have. But nonetheless, that is how it plans, because back in the times those were the EDs that we used to get. But anyways, I think all is well that ends well. So here we go, and we look forward for a better and prosperous Pakistan in terms of saving money. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys had fun in terms of watching the entire show. If you have anything to talk about, please leave the feedback and everything in the comments below. Till then, take good care. Allah Hafiz.